It's been a while since I did a book haul, and recently I picked up quite a few interesting, titles. It was my birthday, so I got a few books for my birthday. Always a solid gift. And it was Black Friday. Second and Charles, a used bookstore nearby, had a big sale, and they always have good prices anyway, but with the sale, it was incredible. So I got some good books and I wanted to share them with you today. So let's start off with Logan's Run. Now this is a book that I didn't know it existed. I watched the movie many years ago, and when I saw the cover, which obviously features the actors from the movie, I was blown away. Logan's Run. I love it. The movie was good. I think in the movie, when you hit 30, you have to be euthanized. I think in the book, the age is even younger. I think it's like 21. The book doesn't have great reviews, but it's a short read. It was $1. There's some pictures inside from the movie also. And it's in really good condition, by the way, which was nice. This book, I think, came out in 1967. It's been well kept for many years, and I'm glad it made its way to me. Now, I'm gonna probably read it at some point when I have nothing to read and just want something short and quick. But yeah, just happy to have it. Another one that I'm excited about, and please let me know if you've read any of these as I'm going through them, is Clifford D. Seamack's Highway of Eternity. Now here is a book, hope you can see it, that I wasn't looking for. I was looking for Seamack's The Way Station. I've been looking for it for a while. I like to buy books only in the wild. I don't like to order them on the internet. Internet has unlimited resources, so the temptation is always there, and I would be buying too much. I do not have enough money for that. And I like the process of going to a bookstore, looking through the shelves, spending an hour at a store is no problem for me. So let me know if you read Highway of Eternity. I read the back of the book and I was a little bit confused. So I don't really know what this is about, but I'm excited. Clifford D. Seamack, I read his book, The City. I think I read it earlier this year or maybe last year, I don't remember. And it was really good. It was really good. This is copyright 1986. So not as old as Logan's Run, but still up there. Let me know if you've read Highway to Eternity. Should I jump on that one? Here's one that I'm definitely not gonna jump on just yet. Greg Egan's Permutation City. Permutation City. I recently read Greg Egan's Diaspora, and that book was difficult. It really blew my mind. A positive read overall, but it was a struggle at the same time.
Shut up, brain, or I'll stab you with a Q-tip.
So the book was good. The book was smart, but it just kind of outpaced my ability to keep up with what is going on. It was really dense. As hard a science fiction book as there is, I think, certainly as I have read. And this one is probably not that different, but from my understanding, it's maybe a little bit more approachable. The story is a little bit more straightforward, even though it's crazy, and Greg Egan is a smart guy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep up, but I am not rushing into Permutation City. I need a little bit of time. But here is one that I will perhaps prioritize. Who knows? Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. Now this is a book that I have heard few people mention as a positive reading experience, a fun book. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. This is one of the newer books that I got for my birthday. And this one was published or copyright 1951. So this is possibly the oldest of all the books that I picked up. Not this copy, of course, but the book itself, Day of the Triffids. Let me know if you've read it. Let me know if that's something that I should prioritize. Read that one soon. Neil Stephenson, Seven Eves. Let me know about this one. I was gonna read Anathema, but Seven Eves, I think I wanna read this one first. The story sounds really interesting. We have moon exploding. Pieces of it are at some point gonna come down and start hitting Earth, causing catastrophic events. Humanity has to get their shit together, figure out a way to save us. So I'm definitely eager to jump into Neil Stephenson's Seven Eves. Another book that I have not, all right, I'm just gonna put him down because this is impossible to keep upright. Another book written by an author that I have not read before is Sea of Rust by Robert Cargill. Sea of Rust. This was really cheap, like $2 for a brand new book. Amazing opportunity. I think Jonathan from Words in Time talked about this one a while ago, maybe a year ago or so, as a book that he enjoyed reading. Robots, I think there was perhaps a war with humans. Robots now are feeling guilty about it, maybe. They're dying of... I have no clue. I think that's just like vaguely what I think the book is about. I didn't even look at the blurb on the back. Let me know if it's a good one. Let me know if you've read that book. Now, here is one by an author that I do like a lot, Jeff Vandermeer, Venice Underground. So here's a book that was just, the book itself, right, is beautiful. I love the cover. The cover is stunning on this one. I love the eyes that are melting down through the page. This was also bought really cheap. It was put there as a used book, but I don't think it was opened ever. It was like $5 for a book by Jeff Vandermeer. Of course, I read his Southern Reach trilogy with Annihilation. Most people, when they think of Southern Reach, they think of the first book. Excellent stuff. So I'm looking forward to this one. I believe this is the first book that Jeff Vandermeer, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first book that Vandermeer ever published. So that's interesting too, to read this one and then maybe see his progression of thought, of ideas, of character, of writing, prose. And Lucky Ancillary Justice. Here's a book that everyone has read, I think, except for me. So it's time for me to read it and see if I like it. Let me know if you do. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this one. Hugo Award winner, so that says something, right? I think I'm probably gonna enjoy Ancillary Justice. Let me know if you did. Samuel R. Delaney. I read his Empire Star recently and it was excellent, and I'm looking forward to reading Dahlgren at some point. Now this is a much thicker book than Empire Star was, but Delaney's prose was incredible. His ideas, the way he plays with words, the ease with which he does that, just stunning. And I'm really excited to read this one. A lot of people mentioned this as one of the best science fiction books ever. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts if you've read it. I know Michael from Fit to Be Read talks about this one as one of his favorites. So yes, I'm definitely gonna read this one at some point soon. Vernon Vinge, come on. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to pick up this book, even though I never heard anyone talk about it. The Peace War, interesting book, I think, based on the blurb. You love, of course, Vernon Vinge's Deepness in the Sky and Fire Upon the Deep, maybe my all-time favorite science fiction book. So I'm excited to read more Vernon. Let's see if this is a good one. Here's one that I'm also quite excited. Theodore Sturgeon, and the book's title is Golden Helix. Here's the book. Here's the book. Somebody's getting choked back there. Really cheap for a hardcover, $3 for a hardcover in good condition. I could not pass up the opportunity. I read Theodore Sturgeon recently, More Than Human, and it was incredibly well written, really strong.
Here's an example of just how evocative Theodore Sturgeon's writing can be. The night was sun-stained by the time he got home. He needed the door open and came in. Janie was making pictures on old china plate with spit and mud. The twins, as usual, were sitting on one of the high rock niches, whispering to one another.
Prose being really the strength of the book, even though the story was good too. The characters were super interesting, super weird book. And then, yeah, it was a really good one. So I was super excited when I saw this Theodore Sturgeon, Golden Helix. I have not heard much about it. Let me know if you've read this before. 1973, I think, is when it was published. So just 1 year before I was born, this book came out. Yeah, let me know. Here's one that I am also curious about. This Sparrow, Maria Doria Russell, is the author. I'm not religious myself, and I think this book kind of juxtaposes religion with science, with scientific thought, achievement in an interesting way. I have heard people say that they love this book. I've heard people say that they hate this book. I think Bookpilled hated it. I think Michael, actually, from Fit to Be Read, enjoyed it. I could be wrong. Let me know if I am, please. But I am definitely gonna read this book and find out, make my own mind on this one at some point. Spin by Robert Charles Wilson is a book that I read many years ago. I have another copy, but this one was a couple of bucks for a brand new first edition hardcover at that used bookstore. I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Beautiful cover. I don't know if you can see the colors, how they shine. Lovely condition, perfect book. Again, doesn't look like it was even opened. So that was a great find. And I'm gonna reread it because it's been a long time since I've read that one. And last but not least is definitely not least. Oh, it's a workout. Peter F. Hamilton, Judas Unchained. This is book 2, and of course in his duology with Pandora's Star being book 1. I have Pandora's Star. I did not have Judas Unchained. Now I do, and it's a hardcover, and it was only $8, so it wasn't cheap. This was the most expensive of the books, and actually there was a discount on it, so it's not quite $8. It's less. Anyway, I'm curious to know if you like Judas Unchained and especially Pandora's Star, because I have not read obviously either one. They're both very big books, intimidating just by the page count. But I am interested. I am curious to find out. There's that one chapter that everybody talks about as being the best chapter in science fiction. That alone is maybe worth, a week, or maybe a little more than a week, or 10 days of reading to get through these books. So yeah, let me know about that. Let me know if you've read these, if you think they're garbage, or if you think they're actually worth the time invested. Here's one that I'm reading right now, Whaleful. This is a great book, but I was lied to. This book came up as a science fiction book. I'm still glad that I actually picked it up, because if I knew that it really has no science fiction elements at all in it, except the story is somewhat like crazy. You can see the scuba diver falling into the mouth of a sperm whale, and this is no spoiler, this is what happens. So we have a scuba diver trying to survive in the belly of this beast. Incredible story. It's got some problems. I'll probably do a review on this one if I have time. I always find time to shoot these videos to talk to you guys, but I don't have time to script it out, to write things. I just don't have time to do both. So these videos are sometimes kind of all over the place, not as polished as some of the other booktubers perhaps. I apologize for that time constraints. But anyway, I'm enjoying this book, and I do want to do a book review, maybe dedicated book review for this one. And this one is part of the November new author reading month that I'm doing. Ira from SF Words of Wonder, it's his challenge, and I'm excited. I was excited to join, and it's been awesome because I read some really good books by authors that I have not read anything from before, including Daniel Kraus. Even though this isn't really science fiction, I'm still happy that I picked it up. Thank you, Ira, for the challenge. And I'll probably do a video wrapping up the challenge, also talking about the new authors and the books that I read by them. So anyway, but this is my book haul. Leave a comment, let me know, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.